uppercase E is just hi. Like what? Uppercase E is in East London, brother.
Okay.
Like not like GM, but he grew up in
Grew
ends.
up around the GMs
Cool.
to know how to comport himself.
But he's
around
still
the
very
GMs.
educated.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Guys, in this life, yeah. No. In this life, don't have male friends, guys. Don't do it. Yeah. If your skin is not alligator skin, don't do it.
That's the clause.
Don't actually do it.
Because what we've been able to do successfully.
No, what are you about to say?
Is
break my character. Shatter my character. My confidence is low.
I don't believe
okay,
that.
that's actually a lie.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to be dramatic. And I have a very cool set of initiatives. Oof. You know when you can taste the stutter? It's like it's on the cusp.
You were fighting so
I was. Okay, we don't need to be loud about it, but that's fine.
I could have been loud. And you know this.
I double dare you.
Don't worry, I'll save it till later.
Because I actually have makeup and you have a cream
I'll
shirt.
save it.
Well, jumper.
You know I can run out of this room.
Okay. You don't think I've done a solo ep before? Glory. It's Conte's Corner. Conte's Corner. Episode 5, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Conte's Corner, the coolest corner in the world. Today, we have our guest who is going to be introduced by our actual esteemed host. But, first and foremost, I want to introduce our host with the most. The CEO, the coolest person I know sometimes. I can't give that to her, but yeah, coolest person I know sometimes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Deborah Conte. We love you, Deborah.
You know what's so funny? I feel like you will do that when the live show happens.
Oh, what?
Yeah, no, for sure.
I if I'm not a guest or if I'm not on the actual production team, I'm going to be screaming my head off.
This is why Marion continues to say, like, there's a sense of... I was going to say tism, but we're not doing that today. Anyway, guys, welcome back to Conte's Corner. You're probably wondering as to why this random male decided to introduce my show. We agreed that when we recorded our episode, he would introduce the show.
We agreed this time ago, by the way. Before the show was
to be honest, before I even knew the title of this podcast, like... anyway, we'll get into the details of how this has even come about, considering it was literally less than 24 hours ago. I was like, are you free? Please come down. Because unfortunately, like, someone cancelled. That's okay. Love you regardless. Anyway, cool. This is obviously a brilliant episode, only because, as you can tell, I'm not even looking at my notes at this rate. It's just going to be a conversation with the one and only when he introduces himself, but... I thought I'd start off with a prayer. Not even I thought. We usually start off with a prayer. I'm not going to put you on the spot and be like, pray! Because no one will be like, you pray! Don't get me started. But yeah, we'll start off with a prayer and then we'll get straight into the episode. So yeah, in Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you so much for this episode. We want to thank you for getting us here. We want to thank you for how smooth this episode will go. I pray against any kind of technical issues. And I want to thank you so much for anyone that is tuning in. I pray, Lord, that they learn something from this, that they begin to uplift themselves. And I hope that our stories continue to encourage people. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Cool. Do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm going to do my best. Cool.
Gums are out and everything you do. Yeah, when someone's just so happy to be here, flipping heck.
Honestly, she's not even lying, guys. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, you're in it. Cute.
Yeah, remember,
okay, true. Yeah, you don't fight. It's true.
We know this.
It's true.
But hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Sean, otherwise known as
OSG.
Cool.
Thanks.
I am a multi-hyphenate, I guess,
Period.
is the way I have to start introducing myself because I do a lot. I am a communications executive by day. I used to work for a pharmaceutical company, now going to work for Greenhouse Sports. By the time this comes out...
How many degrees was it? How many degrees did you need?
Let
me just clarify the question. How many degrees did you need to get into that pharmaceutical company that's top 5 in the world? Sorry, go ahead.
To university.
2 degree!
I have my undergrad from UEA. Shout out UEA. Shout out all the people I've met from UEA. Love you lot. And I have a master's from the University of Birmingham. And nice segue from that, at least, is the ACS conference that I do on an annual basis. So I create an ACS leadership conference with the Amos Bursary on an annual basis, bringing 2 or 3 delegates from unis around
Literally around the
UK.
country.
Yeah, like this year in particular, we got unis from every area within the UK. So England,
And Ireland
Scotland,
as well.
Wales, and Northern Ireland.
Oh, sick,
Yeah,
sick.
which was really, really cool.
I feel like did you tell me Northern Ireland or am I bugging?
I probably mentioned it
probably.
at one point or another.
I think it was Dublin, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, we bring them together, 2-day conference. We've been hosting at the Live Nation headquarters in Farringdon over the past couple of years, and we just bring them together, allow them to collaborate, to communicate, to learn more about what it takes to be a leader. Because for myself personally, when I was in that role as my sports rep for UEA, we got dropped in at the deep end. We didn't know what the heck was going on. We didn't know how to do things. We didn't know left from right. I'll be so real. And it would have been amazing if we had a group of people that we knew in other unis that were doing the same thing, so that if we were confused or lost or whatever it is, we could reach out
Someone
to them.
said blueprint, innit? But sorry.
We could reach out to them.
Sorry.
And,
Sorry.
and they would be able to give us at least a bit of advice. So that's what I've tried to create for these new delegates. And it's in its 3rd year. And we had, I think, somewhere between 20 and 23 different university ACSs at the conference this year. So that was really, really good.
Looking back,
I've said enough,
No. You
there's still more to say.
No, I mean,
I'll leave that to
respectfully,
them.
I will give the intro that he's gonna not give. No word of a lie. Like the reason, in fact, I'll ask you why you feel like the reason I brought you on the couch is either than that very eloquent intro. Listen, let me explain something here about Sean. Sean is trying so hard not to stutter right now. It's so freaking hilarious. Like, genuinely, yeah, when you're all corporate creative, it sucks. Because at the end of the day, all of us are internally fighting ourselves to not stutter
100%.
and ruin our brand.
Oh, what?
But then also, is that
this
thing
is going on the big, wide internet.
No, it is.
This is the coolest corner in the world. Like,
I mean,
what are we talking about?
It is. I mean, you're a cool guy. Like, look at the fit as well. It's alright, man. It's alright. You're about to piss me off. You're about to piss me off. You're about to piss me off.
Doing my best to
You're about to
keep
piss me
this
off.
corporate brand
You're about to piss me off.
intact.
In
And
fact,
I'm
you're
here
currently
grinning
pissing me off.
teeth. Like,
Okay.
gosh.
Anyway,
Ooh.
it's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, first segment of the show. I usually ask people to confess something that has happened over the week. So it could literally be like an achievement. It could be, I mean, if you want it to be a secret, I'm not forcing you at all, please. Before people come and say, oh, Deborah's telling people's deep, dark secrets, cough, cough. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And I'm actually going to leave that edit in and I'm going to clip it right here. I'm going to clip it right here and be like, yeah, anyway.
Because the coughs are meant to be discreet. They don't make it
No.
discreet at all. She
This
said,
one
cough,
was, you're going to
cough.
see my esophagus. Thank you. Yeah, you can say why for that. I don't give a heck. Everyone renew your mind. I feel like this will be a thing that I will consistently say on this pod. You need to be transformed. Hurry up and renew your mind. Thank you. Anyway, regardless, we have confessional of the week. You guys already know the vibe. So would you like to go first? What is your confessional of the week? And you can think on it. It's totally fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something that's slightly valuable, but it doesn't also have to be valuable.
I mean, we literally spoke about something this morning.
What did you say this morning? Wait.
Oh, I didn't know if I was going to get out of phase 1, but da-da-da.
Oh, fair. So by the time this comes out, obviously I would have done the event already, but
Yeah.
I'm in the lead up to my basketball event, which
But-
we'll get into because I have a whole separate brand
But-
outside of my corporate
Sorry,
brand.
what
But
it
I'm
was
trying to
just-
mesh them together. We're working on it. I have a whole separate brand outside of my corporate brand called OSG Hoops. I'm running
OSG?
an event. I'm running an event.
I'm actually just here for ad-libs. I think that's the conclusion. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm running an event at the time of recording 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
And phase 1 tickets were released. I had a certain amount allocated, for phase 1 tickets. And I put that number as like, okay, we hit it, cool. I was literally thinking yesterday that by the time tomorrow rolls around, I'll probably just stop phase 1 sales and just go to phase 2, just to make it seem like there's more demand than there actually is. Marketing stuff Shout out Gapes. But
Period.
regardless, we were actually able. I say we. It's really me. But we were able to sell phase 1 tickets out completely. So phase 2 were activated just by themselves, which is really, really good.
So he sold out tickets, which is brilliant.
Phase 1.
Sorry.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Get there. If we. Let me know if it's start
Thank
dreaming.
you,
Anyway,
because
what is your confessional
don't
of the
do
week?
the interview
DCEO?
rubbish. Yeah, all right. Anyway, let me give him his credit in it, because if he says it again and I don't give him his credit, he will scream. Okay, so like DCEO, obviously my name is Deborah Conte, clearly. And I have a very cool set of Oof. You know when you can taste the stutter? It's like it's on the cusp.
You were fighting so hard.
I was. Okay, we don't need to be loud about it, but that's fine.
I could have been louder. And you know this.
I double dare you.
Don't worry, I'll save it till later.
Because I actually have makeup and you have a cream
I'll
shirt.
save it.
Well, jumper.
You know I can run out of this room.
Okay. You don't think I've done a solo ed before? Glory. Anyway, it's okay. Confessional of the week, though. Confessional. Oh, yeah, I said... Okay, the confessional of the week, yeah, is I actually like being a pet mum. And I hate the fact that I'm admitting this, because he's never going to leave this alone. So side note, innit, yeah? I have 2 cats at home currently that we own. Yeah, it's very important that you take this as a note. I have 2 boys, and look at me talking as if they're my kids. I have 2 boys.
That's the title of the episode.
I have 2 boys, both twins. Well, both twins. They're twins. And yeah, they're super, super cute, super friendly, super playful. But I realized that this week in particular, when my brother was babysitting another 2 cats, Wow, 2 cats. That means there's currently 4 cats in my home. Which is ridiculous, by the way. I just want to say we never approved of those cats coming to the home, but that's okay, because glory be to God. Yeah, so I have 4 cats at home right now, and we have 1 girl which came through, and I promise you, that baby girl loves me so much. I'm not even kidding. And she has cute little white paws and everything, and I showed you when we were texting each other, and I was like, yeah, I'll be real. This is good for now, because I'm not rushing into motherhood anytime soon. This is great. This is actually a good kind of take your time, because those boys, they jump everywhere, to the point where they jumped in between. There's like a space between my headboard and the window, and they just jumped in between because they just said, why not? And I was eating chicken yesterday, and they just kept on trying to eat my food. And it's actually my fault, because I should have shut my door to the cats, and this now makes it seem like RSPCA should come through, which is ridiculous. But yeah.
If we snitch on certain people, it's long. But it's all right.
Wait,
That's not
hold
what
on.
this episode is for.
That's very unprovoked. So whoever that was, if you still don't know who that was, we're going to send you this clip personally.
No thanks.
Yeah, and be like, at you. Okay? Thank you. Okay, cool. That's confession of the week. Love that, love that, love that. I'm going to go straight into it. Who is your cartoon crush? Sorry, just, yeah. Spin the block. I thought I'd do that. Who is your cartoon crush? Now, we are not encouraging... I don't even know what we're not encouraging, but we're not encouraging fixation or idolization or anything that is not of God. Cool. Just want to clarify that. But if you were to hear people out, I don't know if you've been seeing that trend where people have... This is what my For You page is terrible. People have like cakes, yeah? Birthday cakes, random. And then they have pictures of different cartoons that they're like, hear me out.
Oh, fair.
Cool. So they'll pick the most random people, like, for example, Peter Pan. That's not a bad choice. That's not...
If you like it.
No, that's not a terrible choice. That's not a terrible choice. Peter Pan. Anyway, go ahead, man. When you're ready,
I'm
innit?
actually trying to think.
Because I'll start with mine, yeah?
Okay.
Because I've actually had time to think about it.
If I don't hear you out, I'm going to be very concerned. Like,
But
if I can't see...
It's a safe space. It is a safe space.
Yeah, that's fine.
It is a safe space because
Yeah.
it's because it's my pod. let's clarify that. That's the reason why both of you are not on an episode. because I would never put you both on an episode. This is another clip that we're gonna add. I would never put both of you on an episode. It's absolutely not. Guys, in this life, yeah. No. In this life, don't have male friends, guys. Don't do it. Yeah. If your skin is not alligator skin, don't do it.
That's the clause.
Don't actually do it.
Because what we've been able to do successfully.
No, what are you about to say?
Is
break my character. Shatter my character. My confidence is low.
I don't believe
okay, that's actually a lie.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to be dramatic. It would have helped just a little bit. Just to be tad dramatic. Yeah, my confidence is through the roof, whatever, innit? Yeah. Come and see his head now. Top heavy. Anyway, my cartoon crush. The first one that I said was Prince Naveen from Princess and the Frog. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I can show you a picture.
You can.
Yeah, okay. Princess and the Frog. Look, I even was on BuzzFeed. Ah! This is exposure. Where is it? Oh, okay. Prince Naveen from Princess and the Frog, as I said.
I already have a sort of visual of him in my head before. Just from his name.
Okay. Say what you think he looks like.
The typical, like, handsome...
Yeah, I'm not going.
South Asian brother. Is it South Asian?
I mean...
Yeah, South Asian brother. So, like, olive-ish skin.
Okay.
Black hair.
Okay.
He doesn't have a buzz cut, but it's not like... I don't think he has long hair either. I think it's, like, yay high, sort of swish to the side.
Okay, probably. It's enough. Like, I wish I could...
No, I will put... insert on the screen. Yeah, no.
Once
like, you insert on the screen,
it's actually quite disgusting. That man is a handsome man. Yeah, this is he married a black woman.
I hear it.
He married a black woman.
I like him already.
Thank you.
My dog.
Okay. Anyway, and then the other one is Flynn Rider from Rapunzel.
Okay.
I don't know if you would like this one. I think he's gorgeous. Let me just say that now. But I know what your
preferences are.
Great. So no, be for real. I'll put it in whatever. But be for real. Flynn Rider?
I'll allow you.
Oh, man.
I'll allow you.
You don't need to like him.
I'll allow you. She's right. She knows what my preferences are. So she knows exactly what I was going to disapprove.
Anyway.
But
it will be well. Cool. Transform your mind, man. Anyway, cool. Go ahead. Cartoon crush.
The only person I can think of, and it's so funny because in the entire cartoon she's faceless, is the mum.
No, stop. Clarify what you mean by faceless.
As in, to my knowledge and from what I remember, they never ever showed her face.
Okay.
Within the cartoon.
Wait. Go ahead.
You can say it.
No, go ahead.
You can say it because you definitely know.
No, I don't.
I think it's the mum from, I think it's Powerpuff Girls, if I remember correctly. Double check for me, please.
Really?
Double check for me, please. I think it's Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. Mum from Powerpuff Girls, yeah?
Either Powerpuff Girls or Dexter's Lab. I can't remember. It's one of the two. I think it's Powerpuff Girls, though.
As in Auntie? Don't even piss me off right now.
That's the one right there.
Let me clarify something.
That's the one.
Let me I'm gonna put the picture right. In fact, I'm gonna put the picture right here. Yeah, just so you people can see. All Seun saw was red dress and curly orange hair, and then maybe the one time that you saw her eye and it was closed.
That's all I needed to see.
And what you questioned?
That's all I needed to see when I was. That's literally it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what does this say? It really does say that beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, and clearly Sean couldn't see anything and still fell in love with what he saw. That's actually a word. No, hold on.
Someone's a
because
poet,
faith.
Someone's a poet, innit? Someone's a poet.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. He didn't see it, but he believed in the beauty. Don't get me started. Okay, we really do have to explain, though, how we know each other and why you feel as though I brought you to Conte's couch.
Okay.
So let's start with the initial question is, how do we know each other?
Are we telling the fake story or the real story?
No. Oh.
This is the question.
Okay, that is... Okay, we'll tell the real story.
Okay.
We'll tell the real story. And then we'll tell the fake story that clearly has swindled so many people.
So many people.
Like,
guys,
enough people.
It's not even a joke.
No, like...
We've said it enough time
For people
and
to
people have
just-
believed it enough times for us to be like, oh,
Which is
yes.
terrible, by the way, because it says that if you put us in politics, we'd survive.
Long day for everybody.
Thank you. Anyway, go
Long day
ahead.
for
Elon
everybody.
Musk is there. He's got money. Some of you... Anyway, let me not do that. Sorry, I was going to go on a whole rant because that whole nomination right now is terrible.
Real.
But that's okay.
So, how do we know each other? I'll cast your mind back to a fateful day in...
Storytellers. Hey! Tell God, thank you. Continue no more.
So, this was August 2022.
Okay, he's brilliant with dates, by the way. I just want to clarify that.
From my perspective, I actually don't know what happened throughout the day on your day, but from my perspective, I had just finished my dissertation, my master's dissertation that day.
Oh, crap. Yeah, you
Submitted it in the morning. I was in Brum and I came down to London to support one of our good friends, Sir James. She was performing
Jeez.
at...
Her book is out now. Thank you.
Link will be somewhere.
It will be in the description.
It will be somewhere for sure. I was coming down to support our good friend Sir James. She was performing at a Guap event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Guap gala. They took over the...
Go up, sponsor me. Thank you.
You
Thank
know,
you.
That's the thing.
Do you want
She's gotten
someone
to a stage,
to host?
She's gotten to a stage where she will blazingly ask, and I love it. I love it because we can just clip
thanks.
this part and send it directly to them.
And that's the thing, we're
realistically,
really...
we have their photographer on
No,
deck
like,
as well.
respectfully, we're 1 degree of separation away from
Slide the
work.
shoot, slide the shoot, slide
No,
the shoot.
I'm just saying. You
Put
know
on
what?
IG.
I need to get him on here.
Yeah, for sure.
That would be really cool.
For sure.
Guys, I don't have the capacity to edit all of you.
Them ones.
I really don't.
That's actually
It's
so
such a
true.
privilege, though. Anyway, sorry, you were saying.
Spot for choice. So I'm there at the Guap Gala. I am... Was it the Guap Gala? I
Oh,
feel like
no.
that was-
It was Guap VNA.
Was that just the name of it?
Yeah.
Fair. So, yeah, we're at the VNA. I was there supporting my friend. I had her gimbal in my hand. I was recording. Cool. We now all run into each other because I'm standing next to our friend Gabe's.
Oh,
I was
okay.
next to Gabe's at the time.
Okay.
You were next to Ayo.
Yeah.
And then me and Gabe saw Ayo. Me and Gabe's knew Ayo from the Amos bursary. So we go over to him. I now say we're going to him. Me and Deborah meet for the first time. I witnessed Deborah do what she does to many a people to Gabe's, where Gabe's assumed that it was his first time meeting Deborah, but Deborah was like, no, I actually know you already. Yeah, I don't know why you've decided to forget this, but
Like-
I actually know you quite well. Like, I've seen your stuff on Instagram
No,
multiple
like,
times.
I can tell you when you performed, what poem you performed, I still, to this day, I still remember what he wore.
Best.
Like, no, seriously.
Best.
Like, favorite cardigan, though, shout out.
That's my boy.
For
But
real.
yeah, it was the four of us. Then SJ finished on stage, so it was the five of us. We were then just wandering around the V&A, like going to the rest of the exhibits and stuff like that. Me and Deborah started talking, just getting to know each other. I thought she was Nigerian and Yoruba at the time because
Because I said his
the way
name
she was able
correct.
to pronounce my name correctly first time, no hesitation. I was like, you must be one
You
of
must
us.
be one of us.
You must be.
Anyway.
To this
He's
day, I still
still...
don't believe it. Yeah,
you
I
were going
don't.
to say that.
To this day.
He's still fighting it to this day. Like, I've actually said it. Unless he buys some kind of Ancestry-esque, because we're not... Ancestry's board has completely gone, but that's regardless. Like, some kind of DNA, whatever, to say I'm Nigerian. I'm from Sierra Leone.
We're going to say it on the pod now. Once that does happen, what's the percentage threshold for you to be able to accept
claim.
it?
Okay, I have to be reasonable because I was gonna say some nonsense number. If it's above 40%, is that too high?
Let's say 30. We'll bargain to 30. Because I feel like 30% of your entire existence being from one country, you kind of have to claim it.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
And ladies and gentlemen,
I didn't even try. I didn't try.
I need you to understand
I didn't try. That was a pity
that
win.
was an absolute masterclass in terms of how you are able to negotiate.
Who?
Because
I didn't even give him enough
decided
alpha.
to
Glory.
I decided to ask her what her threshold was. And understanding that I wanted to go as low as possible, I didn't want to now lowball her from 40% down to a 15%. No, you have to be reasonable. So I gave her 30%, which realistically, given the context,
I'm
is
just a
actually quite
guest on this
reasonable.
podcast.
She's been saying this before I even got to the podcast, but it's cool.
On this podcast.
Anyway, we're back to the story.
I'm just a
This
guest
was just
'cause look at how
a
comfortable he is. Why
comedic
is
break.
his
Oh, the
hand-
art's been there for the last like 10 minutes. I'm not
Dude,
lying.
I
got
realize
cozy.
I'm just addressing it for those that didn't know. Don't tell me like I didn't know. Like, anyway. Yeah, cool. Wherever in it. Yeah,
Back
talking.
to the story at hand. So I thought she was Yoruba specifically.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
And
Swindle.
she really wasn't. She really wasn't. And I, like we said, to this day I still don't believe it, but it's fine.
That's
She
okay.
likes to sprinkle in some Creole here and there just to make it sound like, yeah, cool.
I don't know, let me not talk to you to myself, innit? Let me not.
I know exactly what she's thinking about as well. That's so funny.
There's
But
so many thoughts.
regardless, we end up now going to McDonald's
Mackies.
afterwards. We were just walking, trying to find somewhere. Us, Amos Bursary lot knew the area quite well because we've been at the Amos Bursary conference.
No wonder you guys were walking with such confidence.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah,
That day
yeah.
I genuinely questioned it because I was like, we're just following people that we don't really know, but that's fine.
Yeah, we've been in the area multiple times, so it's like we kind of knew where that McDonald's was. So it's like, cool, we know it's open till late as well. So let's just head there. And we were just chopping it up. We both identified that within our separate friendship groups, we were the secretaries.
Yeah.
And to explain what that is, essentially when there's a lapse in concentration, where there's a lapse in memory,
We just begin
the
to
people
write
will
lapse.
the people will refer to the secretaries to
Lapse
understand
in
where that
memory.
lapse has come from and to be able to fill that gap. So she was
And we
able
do
to
it
notice.
fantastically.
Oh, excellent!
And it was a good test because I think that day I was like, oh, you really, like, as in, gave one to you full details. And I was like, I hate the fact that you're kind of taking my job, but it's okay because you've kind of got that relationship there, so I'm not mad at it.
On like 2 days ago. I don't know whether you noticed it, but he was sat on the other side. I was sat on the other side. He leaned over to me and said, "Oh, Sharon, do you remember back in uni back in second year when blah 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 blah?"
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm glad that you didn't actually say where. Okay. Yeah.
So
cool.
I've been the secretary.
It's so annoying because
friend-
both of us stopped talking as well, and I was like, okay, that's okay because it's not the first time that we've both paused to be like, okay, we're on G right now.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Brilliant.
So that was, like she said, the first real test of it, and I passed with flying colours, praise. And yeah, just over time and over different interactions with our newly formed friendship group, it was just us beginning to understand each other a bit more and work together, but not officially working together. And yeah, I can't lie, it's just springboarded from there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's been a very, very good friendship that we've been able to
Now,
grow
I add my own little 2 pence, yeah.
Uh-oh.
So, okay, obviously I've told him this before. I genuinely thought my first impression was, who the heck does this person think he is? Only because one thing about Nigerians, and I love it about them, but then also it's also their biggest, like, is qualm the word? Biggest qualm? Like, as in biggest irk?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, anyway, basically their biggest fawn. Yeah, cool, great. Is the fact that they're so overly confident. Like you guys genuinely walk into a room and it's just, I'm here and what? And I respect it so much because, again, I can only speak for the side of Serenian that I'm part of, but we're quite a quiet people or quite a timid people, unless we're surrounded by people that consistently like lift us up and everything, and now it's gonna go to his head and whatever. Cool. Anyway, so I said that because one, he was wearing like traditional Nigerian clothing, and you had a pinky ring on. And you're also taking pictures. So I was just like, yeah, no, this guy's the main character. And it's kind of annoying because you're like in my way, if that makes sense.
In my way.
No, you really are. Like, it really felt as though, like, who are you? And then to add insult to injury, you're also secretary too. No, you're doing too much. like you're doing too much. And then obviously he knew I own it, so I can't really fight you in that department. But I think the one thing that I remember was you're a sneakerhead. And I knew that because I think I wore, I forgot which Yeezys they are now because they're in Sierra Leone somewhere. Yeah, which is okay.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, that was a very traumatic time, which is fine. But regardless, I remember I was wearing my Yeezys and I think you addressed it. And I was like, okay, now you need to get off my back. Yeah, you need to get off my stinking back. Okay?
Yeah, I can't lie. From first impression, looking at the shoes is a must. For me personally,
Yeah, I hear
looking
it.
at the shoes is a must.
And you know what's so crazy? That day I was like, no, I need to wear these shoes because I don't know who I'm going to meet. I'm not even joking, and I don't care. Like, I honestly ask him, like, I've gotten better, but in the first few months, I genuinely don't care. I still don't care to the extent that you guys do.
Yeah, valid.
But initially I was like, okay, Debs, we don't actually know who we're gonna meet. Lo and behold, we now went and
literally.
grabbed the whole friendship group, and we've been on God knows how many holidays since,
Mate.
But yeah, I'm very grateful that I have met you though.
Same.
Super grateful. Super grateful. Only because I think beforehand, and I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, but beforehand I was like, I would actually like more male friends that can not just necessarily like speak life into me, but I think it's just more the ability to be able to have a relationship whereby I can just say nonsense and you can speak to me straight. Like, not to say that, obviously, shout out to my sisters, you guys already know who you are. Like, I have those sisters that can speak to me directly, and usually I am that sis. But I think it is nice when you have someone that can say it with love as well. Like, in a way that isn't, you're doing terrible. It's just more, you should do better.
And you can tell that it's not coming from a place of like malice or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think it helps as well that as much as I do tease you to stay in your own lane, I think it does help that both of us are multi-hyphenates, because there's a level of understanding there to be like, actually, you're not, what's the word? You're not trying to avoid me, or you're not trying to be too busy for me. It's just, there needs to be a different level of grace that I think we give each other.
Real.
Which is really, really cool. And I'm super grateful. But my next question really to you was, why do you think I brought you on this yellow couch? CONTEH'S couch. Now, you can say the ego answer, which is okay. No, because you were fighting yourself. Don't do that. Don't even do that. Your face literally was like, I can give this response,
My
or
face
I
was
can
trying
give...
to figure out what response was the right response to give.
So there was more than one response.
There's always more than one response.
It's actually very true. It's actually very true. It's like spinning the stinking wheel with you. It's like, which one?
Legit. What version of it are you getting? Are you getting corporate? Are you getting East London? Are you getting public speaker? Are you getting basketballer?
I mean, you showed a little East. Just a little. Just a tease. Just a little bit.
It doesn't need to come out often.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't need to.
It just needs to be the right
environment. For sure.
But yeah, why do you think I brought you on the couch?
I think you brought me here because you feel like what I can speak about can provide value to yourself and to anybody who's listening right now, in terms of whatever topic it is we're actually going to properly delve deep into. Like you said, we are both multi-hyphenates, and I think with that experience in different sectors and different fields, there's a level of knowledge that comes with that level of experience that sometimes can't be learned otherwise. Like, you just have to be in it and dealing with it and doing it for you to be able to understand certain things and certain nuances within whatever field it is. That's the corporate answer.
Talking about field, let's go on to the field called basketball. That was a terrible segue. I could have done it better. I could have.
It's okay.
What would have been your segue? Go on.
You said, what did I say? I said
you said field. Trying to link it to OSG.
Yeah. No, I probably would have done field, but maybe say from the field to the court or something like that.
You know, so annoying. I promised to the Lord Almighty. I literally just said from the field to the court. Like, hi. No, but regardless, though.
Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, legit. Take two. But genuinely, like, from the field to the court. Hate the fact that I'm using it, but it's fine. I wanted to talk a little bit about OSG. I also wanted to talk about the pressures of you kind of going after your vision. And then obviously, I mean, you are a man, in it, like, you identify as a man. So, just clarifying that. Thanks. But yeah, like, as in the pressures of building a vision, being a Black British Nigerian at that. So yeah, my first question really was going to be like, how would, sorry, I'm going to be deep in it, but it's fine. How would little Sean react to OSG now? As in OSG, the brand. And it depends on which Sean you're...
Thank you for saying that. Because I was going to ask the question, but then I was like, okay, just pick one, because you don't need to
Well,
now
you probably
be
picked
pedantic.
7. Brilliant! Yes! So how would 7-year-old how would 7-year-old you, because there's no point, we said this is gonna happen, like genuinely. Anyway, how would 7-year-old you react to OSG now?
7-year-old me was a football fanatic, first
Jesus.
and foremost. I was, and part-time still am, a Manchester United supporter. Whenever we're winning, I'm a fan. Whenever we're
Interesting.
losing, I play and focus on basketball. That's my little nuance.
That's so interesting.
Oh, yeah. Because, I'm too competitive. I don't like losing.
I mean,
And my competition actually stems from back when I was like 6 or 7. My mum starts work at 9, so does school, but then she dropped me off at like 8 a.m. at school. So when the weather was okay, early mornings, I'm
yeah,
already
you're just
working
in
up a
the
sweat.
cage. Yeah.
I'm going back into class 9 a.m.
Yeah.
in the morning.
Just yeah.
Crazy.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So
Okay.
from that young, I was playing sports and getting a lot into football because that's kind of the process in terms of anybody who really plays basketball in the UK. You always start with a sport, whether it's football, whether
You know,
it's
I used
something
to do
else.
football too.
Naturally.
No,
Because you're a hooper.
No, okay.
Like I said, it's the natural
Okay,
pathway
can we?
for hoopers
Why are we
in the
shouting?
UK.
Why? But I don't like. I used to fully play for like a team and
position?
everything. Oh, I don't remember now. I was a goalkeeper at a point.
Valid.
Yeah, but when I was actually playing, I was a defender. Yeah, I was. Anyway, go ahead.
Coldest. Cool. So, yeah, I was a football fanatic back then. So, if you told 7-year-old me that somehow, some way, I was going to be in the basketball field, number 1, number 2, creating content, number 3, being in the position I am now, he'd likely cry because he would have just been like, what are you talking about? Like,
As in cry out of joy.
no, cry out of like, what are you talking about?
Oh, I thought you
Why
were
are
being
you
like
telling
you
me
said-
that I'm not going to be a left winger for my career?
Oh, fairs.
Yeah.
Fairs.
Yeah. 7-year-old me.
Okay.
14-year-old me.
Of course, that was the next number.
Yeah, naturally.
Honestly. like, just break the pattern. Once. Just once. Gosh. Be unpredictable.
You can hear how exasperated
No,
she
be
is.
unpredictable. No, honestly, like, or are you gonna say 21 next?
14-year-old me at the point had 14. I'd stopped playing football, but the competitiveness had switched to table tennis. And at that point, I was actually doing pretty well within table tennis. Shout out to Greenhouse,
Yeah.
legit. My new employers, but shout out to Greenhouse who really helped me cultivate that competitiveness and really work on it and get it to a level where it was good for me, but not to a toxic level either.
Yeah,
I think that's something I really have to give my coach credit for. But he was within table tennis, like within basketball as well, because basketball runs through my family, through my eldest as well as the middle child as well. So basketball's been in the family. And if you told 14-year-old me that there's a 24-year-old version of me who was creating content surrounding basketball shoes, he definitely would have been excited because at that point I was watching a lot of videos on YouTube surrounding performance basketball shoes.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it started from back then, like 13, 14, when I'd started
Even though
watching.
you played football.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'd played football before, but like I said,
Yeah.
basketball was already within the family. I'd been gifted a pair of basketball shoes when I was 14 by my eldest brother. They were a pair of Nike Zoom Hyper Revs, 2014 version. They were a Laker colorway. It was purple and gold. They had like a strap around the ankle. They had a see-through part within the traction at the bottom where you could see the cushioning.
Guys, at this rate,
That
he might as
shoe?
well just do a review.
I really could. I'm so
He
sorry.
might
As
as well
you
just
can
do a
tell,
review.
I was stepping
Because
into
based
that
on my face, I was like, you know what? You might as well. What was the thing that you told me? The material. Oh, I'm so annoyed. I forgot it now.
Which one?
I think it was the sole that you were like, yeah, it's this hydro something material. I'm so annoyed. I forgot.
For what shoe? Do you remember?
This was early on though.
Oh, fair. Early on, rubber,
Jar one?
the jar ones, materials.
Don't worry, we're not doing a review.
This is true, actually.
No, we're not
I'm
doing
really
a
trying to
review.
get into
Although
the
it's going
nuances.
to bug him.
It's going to bug me as
It
well.
is.
We're probably going to
We'll
have to
find it.
figure it out off camera. For real.
We'll find it later.
But yeah, he had started watching different performance reviews from channels like Wear Testers, from channels like Kick Genius. Kick Genius is one of the main reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing today, and I'm grateful enough to have been able to meet certain people. I haven't met Jay Jones yet, but I've spoken to him on FaceTime, which in itself is a crazy story. And yeah, that specific memory has become a core memory for me for sure. But at that point, I was watching videos. I was creating colorways of certain shoes on Nike ID that I knew I wasn't going to be able to buy because it didn't make sense. I didn't have money. My mum wasn't going to be able to fund those shoes for me specifically. So I was just making colorways for fun. So I've essentially become the creator in the UK that 14-year-old me needed, which is very deep when you actually say it out loud. But I think that's part of the reason why I do what I do, because I get certain messages from people, even now when I'm only a year and a bit in, that really have me taken aback just by how much influence I actually do have. And I do quote unquote because I know how much further I can go and how much more influence I can have. But I am also in the process of understanding the influence that I do currently possess within my corner of the world, pun intended.
It's okay. But isn't that, I mean, I know the answer to it. But isn't that quite a lot of pressure? And even then, how are you managing such a heavy vision? Because
that was a really good segue, by the way.
Was
that
it?
Was a really good segue because that was part of the question that you asked
Oh,
earlier.
thanks.
So, yeah, that one was a really
don't
good segue,
do that.
So,
okay, my gum is so out right now.
She's now smiling and happy, so I have to bring it back down a bit by saying, it makes up for the bad one that you did.
It's fine,
earlier.
Isn't it?
And you've
That's
seen
so
her whole
crazy.
demeanor has gone back down to...
That's so crazy that you're able to just...
Hence why she says, sometimes
Don't
with a certain person here, this is not a safe space. And we have to do our best to build her character so that when she does get these compliments from outsiders, she doesn't now have to feel a type of way.
No, but you know why? Okay, no, let's actually clarify because people are
going to... Before we get back to the main
cool.
story,
Yeah, the reason why my gum is out is because, again, like, I didn't... Because it's twofold, yeah? One being, I didn't think about it, which is nice. But then also the second one is also like, you'll just say it as it is, but not in a way that's rude. Like, that's why I'm always talking about you everywhere. It's annoying. Anyway, I'll get into what I was going to say before, because I was like, there was one time when you were actually not happy with me.
What, recently?
I crossed the boundary.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you were like, okay, with love, da-da-da-da. I don't think I've ever had someone tell me off like that. No, genuinely. And I was like, damn it, man. I can't even be angry. Like, you didn't even allow me to be angry, man. Genuinely, I don't think I told you that. Yeah, but I've never had someone correct with that kind of love, genuinely. So I appreciate you.
Of course.
Okay, back to your segue, please, before it starts getting all soppy.
I'll finish off that point by saying I think that type of communication is super important because in that moment, there's a boundary that's been crossed.
Yeah.
I could speak out of anger, I could speak out of frustration or whatever it is, but I also understand that whatever you did, you didn't cross that boundary on purpose.
Yeah.
You just weren't aware of that boundary.
Yeah.
So if I had
how
set
deep
that
the boundary was.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So if I had set that boundary before and then you crossed it, cool, different story. But the boundary between myself and yourself wasn't established prior to that. So I'm not now going to come and erupt and be pissed off and angry and upset when you've crossed the boundary that you didn't even know was a boundary.
And also, I just want to clarify, it wasn't anything like behave. I've said it consistently, transform your mind. Like, guys, like, genuinely. Sometimes it could be the smallest things of, oh, your tone was a bit off. Or, like, I didn't really like the way how you said that. Or da-da-da-da. So, yeah, it was very... I had to speak to the man upstairs, innit? And be like... And I hate the fact that this is correct, and this is a great way to tell someone off, man. But I can't even be mad. But obviously, of course, I can't be mad because da-da-da-da. So
communication is key, people. Back to the question in terms of how much pressure there is and how difficult it is.
Like, how are you coping? Sorry, I'm shouting at you.
No, I hear it. The real answer is I don't know personally myself. I think I have to give a lot of it to God and just say, cool, I'm doing everything I can. There's a lot of things that I can't control right now and that aren't in my hands right now. And I just have to hope and pray right now that those things fall into place in the time that they need to and in the way that they need to. And if they don't, cool, I'll make it work. If they do, amazing. Now I can finish off whatever plan it is I'm dealing with. But the pressure gets a lot. It definitely gets a lot to deal with. I think it's difficult where I applied my internal pressure myself to get myself to a level where I'm now consistent with my craft and posting consistently and always trying to push the boundary in terms of creation, in terms of not trying to replicate directly anything I've seen online and figure out a way to make it my own, figure out a way to create my own narrative and my own voice when I put my content out there, so that if anybody comes across my page or sees one of my videos,
they see you.
they would know it's me without even having to see OSG Hoops on the label.
Yeah.
That comes with a lot, and I apply that internal pressure to myself, and I feel like, maybe not, but I feel like I'm at the stage now where, because I've been doing it consistently for a while now, for over a year now, there's
Which
a
is
level
crazy,
of...
by the way. I mean,
I'm grateful for it,
yeah,
for sure.
for real.
And it's taken a lot.
No.
It's taken a lot of hard work and dedication and sticking through the tough times and sticking through the times
See
where...
me through.
Praise break.
Lord, you know, I was trying to find one so bad. I was like, damn it! Anyway, cool, go ahead.
Sticking through the times where the results may not be what you want it to be or what you feel like you deserve, but sticking through it regardless, hoping that / knowing that there will be some level of reward at the end of that tough period of time. So because I've done all of that, I now feel like there's an external pressure for me to carry on doing what I'm doing as well, where I literally got a message from a lady yesterday who bought tickets to my event, and she said that her children love my content and love what I do. And
which is so crazy, because realistically, we are also kids. No. Can we, because you're actually a child. Like, you're...
That was loud.
No, but I'm also a child too.
No, I hear it, but the aggression and the...
Oh, sorry.
It was like...
Okay.
Because you said it, and you're like, no, but you're actually a child.
Okay, yeah, you know what? It's the actually word. yeah, no, fair enough. No, but we're actually picking, for real,
We're still very
someone's
small,
slightly older than me, but it's fine.
very junior, just slightly. I'll take it
Legit
regardless.
slightly.
I'll take it regardless.
But, yeah.
Yeah, so getting messages like that really warmed my heart, because it took me by surprise completely. I was just like, wow, that's real. She didn't need to say that. She didn't need to buy tickets to my event. She dropped me a message. I think she had replied to my story or something like that. And I was like, oh, I hope to see you at the event. I scrolled up in the chat, realized that I'd met her at an event in June, so 5 months ago, roughly. And she's been following my page since. Her kids are now following my page, and I guess they've been tuned in. And it's you never know the impact that you're truly having on people. Yeah. Hence why I did that quote unquote, but I also kind of have to take it back in terms of the influence.
I'm glad you
because
took it back.
Yeah, there is a level of influence that I do have in terms of the content I create now.
But how are you keeping yourself, sorry, not to cut you off, but how are you also keeping yourself humble during that process as well? Because I know you're a humble person anyway. People, I mean, anyone that doesn't think so, that's very silly. But how are you actually keeping yourself humble and not letting it get to your head? Because I'll be honest, if someone's daughter came up to me and said, oh my gosh, love your show, want to be a presenter because of you, it will get to my head. No, my head will be top heavy. I keep saying that to you guys. My head will be fat. It will just lean to one side just because of the ego stroke. But genuinely, how are you keeping yourself humble? Because I don't think I've asked you that before.
You haven't. It's a great question. Like you said, it's within my nature to have a level of humility regardless of what happens. I feel like life can switch up on you incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
There's so many instances that I've seen and witnessed and heard about where someone can be at the top of their game and it can all come crashing down just because of one mistake or one even mistaken identity or whatever it is. There's so many situations in which it can be taken away from you so quickly.
Yeah.
So I don't ever want to allow what I'm doing to govern my life in a way that I now rely on that external validation to keep me going.
Yeah.
The external validation is great. It's amazing. And like you said, it does kind of get to my head sometimes, but I'll never allow it to control my actions. And it's also just because in my head, everything I'm doing is bigger than me. I've said this multiple times. I feel like I even said it on my Instagram story today. Everything I do, everything that I put my name on and everything that I put my talents and effort towards, it's all bigger than me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it purely for selfish reasons. I'm not doing it for purely any personal gain. The event that I'm running, I'm doing it because I'm trying my best to bring the whole basketball community together. I'm doing it
As
because...
one. Unified.
Real
not fractions. Not segments.
Anyway.
Anyway.
We can talk about that on a different episode.
Anyway.
Fingers crossed if she lets me back. Anyway,
I'm so rolling my eyes because it makes me sick. That's fake humility right there. Let me tell you that now. It is. Excuse me? Do you know the demand? Let me say it right now, yeah? So before we had what's it called, this episode, obviously, like, I made Sean do an audition just because I feel like it's just entertainment for me.
I've had multiple auditions. I'll be real.
No, seriously, I feel like he's actually the only one that's actually had an audition. So it's sad the point. But in that audition, I asked him the question as to why he feels as though he should be like the first episode. Brilliant. I love the fact that he knows where I'm going with this. Okay, cool. And the statement that was said was, I actually will provide, what was it? I know you're good with quotes, but the general consensus was like, okay, cool. Like, I'm the one that's basically going to provide some kind of entertainment. Like, our conversations are clearly entertaining enough that you would have to leave me as the last guest. Just so that way you're not putting the best for, like, at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, it's long.
See what I mean, though?
Now she's unlocked that side of me. I'm allowed to be the Yoruba
because you see
version
the
of me. Do you know what I
tonality
mean?
that has changed.
Switched completely. Because you can't allow
the tone has
guests
switched
to understand the great levels that Conte's Corner podcast can get to.
Amen. Don't do
and
that.
then
I
have
hate you
to
so
deal
much.
with some levels that are just not up to par, you know?
Yeah. Oof. See me through. I don't blame him. Guys, I don't blame him. It's because apparently I call him best friend, innit? So it's fine. And I'll continue to say apparently on that department.
It's apparently one.
It has to be apparently.
It's okay.
It has to be apparently because it has to be a part 2 conversation. That in itself can be an episode.
Real.
No, let's actually be so... let's actually be so for real. That in itself could be an episode.
Ladies and gentlemen.
As to why the heck did I allow a Yoruba man to be my best friend? Why? No, and I say let.
Cool.
I said let. I think that's fair.
Cool. Noted.
I think that's very fair.
Noted.
Anyway, regardless, back to the interview, innit? No, but the reason why I asked about the pressure and the reason why I asked about the vision, only as an external, with some privileges, but as an external viewer, I think the way how you've carried OSG and the brand and other stuff as well that we won't have time to go into, the way how you've carried it with such a level of grace. And I'm saying on my end, and even for people that I've spoken to, there's such a level of admiration for how well you carry it. And like I said, you carry it with such a grace where you won't really know the pressures of what's going on internally with you having siblings that are in the basketball field, let alone you doing shoe reviews. Like, I'll be so honest, before I knew you, I didn't really watch I didn't care. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'll be very, very honest. So I think the one encouragement that I do kind of want to give you is not just to keep going, but like you said, recognize that God's plan, at the end of the day, is bigger than what you're seeing now. And it's similar to, I forgot where it says it. I think it's Ephesians, but it talks about how God can do exceedingly abundantly above all you can think, ask, or even imagine. And that's been my scripture this year. just to encourage you that what you think is big now, in particular for your event coming up, like what you think is big now is only a microcosm. Sorry. Anyway, regardless, like I've been pretending like I'm not educated sometimes.
Do you know what I mean?
Like seriously, like
you're looking to me
I've been
validation.
pretending like I'm not educated.
Someone's grades in English and language, it's cool.
Anyway, someone has 2 degrees, but it's fine. 2 degrees arts, 2 degree. Anyway, regardless, like I genuinely do think it was a comedic break. I should add that as a segment.
You could,
but I feel like if it's forced, then it will be
sure.
Cool. Anyway, regardless, I do want to actually be like, well done. And I say it to you anyway, like, super proud of you, even for being obedient. And being obedient with no sense of like full clear vision as to what the end will really be. And yeah, it's annoying. I always say I have to kind of keep up in it, like, and you do push me to be more obedient, for real. So I've done all my soppy stuff now.
I appreciate it nonetheless.
All right, cool. Since we do technically only have 10 minutes left, this part of the conversation is called CONTEH'S curriculum, which we've trained for.
I'm locked in.
Which we've trained for.
I'm locked in.
It's annoying because, again, like, as I say, I usually ask very, very random questions. Something to be able to kind of test you.
You lot think I'm joking. You don't think I'm joking when I say I'm competitive. I'm locked in. Carry on, my dear.
Okay, cool. Because that carry on, I would have swung like no one's business. I'd be like, who the heck are you telling to carry on? Regardless, innit? This is probably why he thinks I'm Nigerian. But cool. Now, I usually ask a question, and obviously the comments will decide whether that question was correct. I did actually ask about okra and F4. Cool. I'm not going to ask you
verses?
As in verses. Yeah.
That's a great question.
I know, right?
That's a great question.
I asked about okra versus F4, which one would win in a fight, which obviously, whatever your answer is, it's up to you. Great. Just tune into that episode.
Yeah, if you missed that episode, what are you doing?
Yeah, regardless. Okay, so your question is... Actually, no, I'll give you an option.
Okay.
Yeah? A or B?
B.
Oh, you're so annoying. Okay. If you were to be a lowercase letter, which one would you be?
Ooh.
A lowercase letter.
Okay, let me scan through the alphabet.
And I also kind of have to think.
Lowercase letter.
You know what? I feel like I've got mine.
I've got mine, but mine has a nuance to it.
Of course it bloody does.
Am I answering first or you answer
first? No, you go first.
So mine is K.
That is very nuanced.
Yes. So uppercase K has very sharp lines to it.
It does.
Lowercase K, there is a version of a lowercase K.
You're so annoying because that's the version I was thinking of. Yeah, the one that has the little...
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay, cool.
So there's a version of the lowercase K that looks like the uppercase K, which is just a smaller version. That's not the version that we're talking about. The version of the lowercase K that we're talking about is the one that has the loop-de-loop.
The one that looks like an R with an extended...
True.
Tail.
Yeah, fairs.
Well,
yeah, fairs.
I was going to say something else, but that's crazy.
Now, the reason why I said that specific letter for my answer, A, because I've said to you off camera, whenever it comes to questions like these, you can't overthink the answer.
No,
it's
you
just
can't.
whatever
you have to think
sort of gravitate towards and figure out the reason why afterwards. But I picked lowercase K because of its versatility.
Okay.
I feel like lowercase K has at least 2 versions of itself, which speaks to my own versatility within life. And ladies and gentlemen.
My God. Can I just say, I just want to clarify this thing, yeah? You can tell, you can tell how engrossed I was into his answer. And then I just thought to myself, I know this is all off the top of his head.
Oh, you think I've thought a lick about this?
Guys, I want to say this. They don't know the questions beforehand. They don't. He's forced with this on the spot, which makes me so sick. It makes me sick. I'm vomiting.
Long story short, yeah. Lowercase K, versatility.
Is a multi-hyphenate, so that's why you choose.
High key,
her.
yeah.
Him or her?
That's a whole separate discussion.
Sorry.
I think...
Be for real. The version of K that you said.
It's giving more her than him
Thank
because
you.
the other version gives more him
Than her.
But
I'm
I
glad.
think that's the only reason.
I'm okay with that. Let's be for real. Your K is more curvaceous than the other one. I'm just sorry.
Renew your mind. Yeah, I heard
Okay,
it. I
thanks.
heard it.
Thank you. I would pick an E.
Fairs.
I feel like E is very staple, very reliable. She comes across, and I say she, lowercase is definitely a she, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
She comes across in most names. His name wouldn't be complete without an E. Oof,
True.
hallelujah. So I am necessary for some people's lives. Do you
Including
see?
your own.
Yeah, no, of course.
Just making sure you know that.
Just gay. I was gonna come to me. Like, lip sync. But yeah, I would definitely be a lowercase E. Only because also E is like a cute letter. E is very cute. E gives, oh my gosh, like, you're so cute.
No, fair. Lowercase E specifically. Uppercase
Yeah,
E, no.
uppercase E is just hi. Like what? Uppercase E is an East London brother.
Okay.
Like, not like GM, but he grew up in
Grew
Ends.
up around the GMs
Cool.
to know how to comport himself.
But he's
around
still
the
very
GMs.
educated.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Because I hate the fact that I used E to whatever. But seriously, uppercase E would be an educated man, but I grew up in Ends.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
But lowercase is just a cute little.
This is valid. I
think that's very fair.
I can't even argue with that logic. That's the thing.
Thank you.
That's the thing.
Okay,
yeah.
final question from me, yeah?
Cool.
Because good thing is we still have 8 minutes.
Solid.
So, again, I'll give you the option, either A or B.
I've said B once, so we'll go A.
Okay, cool. I'm glad you didn't pick B, because B is actually quite a deep conversation. No, it's something that you're like, I don't want to answer that.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Or we need longer than 7.5
Yeah,
minutes.
no, for sure. Okay, so the question is, what is your advice for long distance friendships?
Oh, this is a great question.
Thanks.
Cool. Long distance friendships. Very difficult. I'll just say it as it is. Very, very difficult, because the benefit of having friends that are local is that you can get away with spending time with them just by being in the same vicinity as them.
110%.
But with long distance friendships, you can't do that. There has to be such a level of intentionality within that friendship to where you need to make sure you spend time with each other, and you need to carve out time within each other's calendars for each other. And that can be very difficult. Adulting is disgusting.
It sucks.
Because...
Yeah, I started.
But are we recording it on the audio as well? Oh, no, the audio episode is fine, isn't it?
Yeah,
Cool.
audio was fine. Back.
Am I doing the outro or are you?
You can do the outro, actually. Yeah. Thanks. Appreciate it.
No worries. Ladies and gentlemen, there's actually no reason why I'm bringing this mic close to me. So,
no, like what?
Do you know what the issue is? It's so funny because even during the prayer, you said no technical issues. There's been technical issues, unfortunately.
Yeah.
However, we've handled it how we've needed to handle it. This episode, if you've been enjoying it so far, the rest of it is actually available on audio. So go to wherever the audio platform is that you can get podcasts, search up Context Corner Podcast, and listen to the rest of it. We weren't able to get the video because of technical difficulties. However,
I just use by my own camera. I think that's the conclusion.
Bro.
Sorry.
But we weren't able to do the rest of the video, but the rest of the audio from wherever it cut off is still available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so go over and look at that. This has been a great episode for me specifically as well. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. I've had a good time, and I knew I was going to as well coming into it. So I've had a really, really good time, really good conversation. There were a good few questions asked as well towards the end that you guys visually haven't seen. Hence why I've said, go and listen to the audio, because you missed out on a few gems, I promise you. But this was the end of the episode. I've been OSG.
You're so annoying. Because as soon as you paused, I was like, he's gonna do it. And I've been DC. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
We'll catch you on the next one. Subscribe.
That was really cool. Appreciate you. Okay, cool. I'm gonna ask you